It is indeed an honor to introduce Mr. Bharat Lal Garu. Mr. Bharat Lal Garu is the Secretary Lokpal of India. He is born in then Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh after completion of his Masters in Biochemistry, did research work at AIIMS, New Delhi. He joined civil service in July 1988. In January 2022, he joined Lokpal of India, the anti-corruption body of the country, as its secretary. Prior to this, he worked as founder, mission director of Jal Jeevan Mission, a flagship program started in August 2019 to ensure clean tap water to every household and public institutions by 2024. For a very long period, he has worked in drinking water and sanitation sector, both at the central government and in the state of Gujarat. He was involved in sector reforms in water started in 1999 by the Government of India. He played a pivotal role in formulating, planning, and implementing decentralized, demand driven, and community managed water supply, sanitation, and water resource management for ensuring water security in the country. Post earthquake in Gujarat, he had set up Water and Sanitation Management Organization in 2002 to facilitate potable tap water to every household. This work became an example. Success of this initiative has been acknowledged by conferring Prime Minister's Civil Services Award, Commonwealth Association for Public Administration and Management Award, and United Nations Public Service Award to WASMO. In a state like Gujarat, availability of drinking water is no more an issue. Based on this experience, Government of India has launched countrywide Jal Jeevan Mission, Har Ghar Jal, to ensure potable tap water to every rural household on regular and long-term basis. The idea is to not allow paucity of water to become a limiting factor in socio-economic development of the country and our quest for high economic growth. Prior to Jal Jeevan Mission, he worked as Additional Secretary to President of India, Sri Ram Nath Kovind, at Rashtrapati Bhavan. As Principal Resident Commissioner of Gujarat, he promoted and facilitated investment in Gujarat as well as worldwide outreach. Mr. Bharat Lal is known for out-of-box thinking and finding solutions to solve complex problems. He has vast experience of policy making at the highest level, both on national and international issues. He has the privilege of working with Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, since 2001, when he became Chief Minister of Gujarat. Since March 2020, he also worked in the core team managing COVID-19 pandemic caused by coronavirus in the country. Sir, now I request you to please step forward and deliver your keynote address. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, First and foremost, let me acknowledge the presence of Vice Chairman, State Planning, Telangana State Planning Board, Shri Vinod Kumar ji, Vice Chancellor, Mr. Professor Dr. Ravinder, my other colleagues from the Osmania University, Mr. Malesham, Professor Lakshminarayana, Professor Reddy Nawab. Indeed, I am thankful, and it's a huge privilege to be here in such a prestigious institution, and more so in midst of people like you who shape our destiny and sharing. Standing in front of teachers, professors, and enlightened students here. I think it is an overwhelming experience for me. On this occasion, I would also like to pay my homage to the founder of this 105-year-old institution. I think what a great service to humanity, to mankind, and future generation. So my sincere gratitude to the founder of this institution, seventh Nizam, Mir Usman Ali Khan. And I think his foresight, his vision today, I think we have seen that this Osmania University is seventh oldest university and third in South India, and which has produced a number of memories, I think this university is known for producing leaders. I think if somebody has to learn, like what is leadership development program? I think I would like to know at least from this university how you are producing so many leaders in different walk of life. I think it's a great experience and great learning. You know, and I'm sure Telangana, as well as people sitting here, faculty members, students, must be very proud of this. That in every walk of life, you have provided leaders. You have provided leaders. And I am not surprised that many of future leaders are sitting here. I'm sure that in coming years, we will be witnessing those leaders who are sitting here. So friends, I think let me congratulate you also on this Foundation Day that you are as a faculty member, as a student, or as an alumni, you are associated with this, such a prestigious institution. It's a matter of great pride. Well, coming to uh, today's Foundation Day lecture, I compliment Professor Ravinder, your Vice Chancellor, for coming with this idea. And my batchmate, very close friend, Mr. K.V. Prasad, who is not here actually, he is traveling. So he spoke to me that I should come here and talk to you people, share our ideas, share what we all are doing in water sector. More importantly, why we say that water is one of the most critical factors for socio-economic development. I think at times when something is very near to you, when it's readily available, you don't realize there is value, its importance. I think many of us, in some way or the other, must have experienced the value of oxygen during COVID. We take it granted that air is available, I have to breathe, I am getting this air. But I think this pandemic, during this virus, we realize that how invaluable this resource is, which at times we don't respect. We consume is fine, this air we must consume to live. But I don't think we have got a right to destroy that air by cutting trees or producing carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide or many polluting gases. I think we have to be sensitive. We have to start thinking in this context. That imagine during COVID how we struggled for oxygen. I don't think we have to wait for any kind of pandemic to realize the importance and value of water. I don't think we can afford, we shouldn't. So friends, today's topic is, which has been given to me, that water security to sustain economic growth and prosperity. In a country like ours with 137 crore people, 1.37 billion people, each and every individual is having aspiration. We all have our own aspirations. With expanding economic activities, with expanding, quality, improving quality of life, I think demand for water is rising. Many water intensive crops are coming. And I think we have to realize that consumption of water is going. And more so it is critical that Telangana has faced this situation in the past. That paucity of water or shortage of water became a lifting factor in socio-economic development of a state, of region, of district, of village, or family. So I think we have to understand that water is probably is a country like ours where almost more than 40% area falls under arid or semi-arid region. 40% area. 256 districts are what out of 734 districts. 256 districts are water stress districts. So one can realize the value of water and let's not forget that it's a finite resource. Food grain we can grow, every year we can grow. Similarly, water. I think for a moment we have to start thinking whether water is an infinite resource or finite resource. Whatever water you have, under the ground or over the ground. That is a very fix. And I think this kind of August gathering, I need not to explain about water cycle. So end of the day, every year, whatever water we get during rainfall, or maybe in Himalayas during snowfall, this is the water we are getting. And this water, because what rainy days, maybe 15, 20, 30 days, and we have to store this water. Then use it judiciously. Take food grain, we grow food crops, harvest food grain, store it, don't allow it get rotten, and then use it judiciously. And we also store it. Suppose next year is going to be drought year, so we store this food grain for 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. I think this kind of traditional wisdom is already. Similarly, in case of water, whatever water we get during rainfall, we have no choice except to store it. Use it judiciously. Don't allow it to get it polluted or rotten, whatever word we use. And more importantly, tide over crisis. And storage, I think your state planning board vice chairman is sitting here, and you can understand that today I think it has become next to impossible to construct big dams. Next to impossible because of environmental factors, because of anthropogenic factors. Next to impossible. It means how to store this water. So storage of water, there can be only two ways. That existing, whether it's a dam or reservoir or tanks, these are the existing and we have to improve its efficiency. And I have been explained in detail. I am very proud of that in Telangana. This has been done. That all water tanks have been restored. It has been repaired, resilted, restored, and that is the way to achieve water security. And second aspect, that whatever water we are getting, the storage could be under the ground by aquifer regions. So that has been done here, and in many places. I come from Gujarat. I'm very thankful to the lady who introduced me, and she explained me later by background in Gujarat. So when we went to Gujarat, let me just digress for 2 minutes. In 1985, 86, 87, those 3 years were the drought years in Western India, the whole Rajasthan, Gujarat. And there used to be trains, water trains. And after that, at national level, National Drinking Water Mission was launched, technology mission. And again, when we came in service and in 1999, 2000, 2001, including then Andhra Pradesh in the country, 8 states were really under the drought. And at that point of time, also trains were no, water was moved by trains. And it was done in Gujarat. In a state like Gujarat, we used to run water tankers and trains. 8 to 10,000 water tankers in 2000. Year 2000, 8 to 10,000 water tankers and 2 trains. In Gujarat, what was done? The focus was that achieve water security. Imagine in 1999, 2000, GDP growth was 1.2%. 1.2%. Next year, it was minus 4.89. And then in 5 year period, 97 to 2002, 5 year period, GDP was only 2.6 or 2.7%. Imagine with more than 28% youth, rising expectation. If you have to provide jobs, you have to provide opportunities, you have to provide quality of life. The whole administration and governance is basically involved in providing drinking water rather than opportunities. I think we have to see those kind of scenario. And in those days, actually, I was fortunate enough that I was given the responsibility, and we started this whole water work, which included a number of activities. And one was decentralized demand with community managed, making water everyone's business, as has been done in Telangana. Same thing. In 2000 to 2005, 6, 7, we did the same thing, involving people, restoring water bodies, desilting dams, reservoir, interconnecting, interbasin transfer, the same kind of thing, is done. So, and I think today you are not hearing that in Gujarat people are facing, like in Telangana, people are not facing water scarcity. I was told that now people are taking two crops. Imagine the socio-economic development. I mean, you can engage in your activities. So I think this kind of scenario exists today. These are the models which have been developed in the country, and I think country can learn. Friends, let me give you two, three fact and figures, and I think people like you'll be taking it forward from here. In 1951, in the country, per capita freshwater availability was more than 5,000 cubic meters. More than 5,000 cubic meters in 1951. In 2014, it came down to roughly 1,500 cubic meters, less roughly 30%. By 2025, because in last 5-10 years, many state at national level, so much water conservation program has started that this rapid decline in freshwater availability has been arrested to some extent. So it is going to be down from 1,500 cubic meter to 1,465 cubic meter in 2020. And projections are that by 2050, country is going to have per capita availability 1,235 cubic. And I think many of you know that any country, any district, any state, if freshwater availability goes down below 1,100, it is a very alarming situation in that country, that district, that state is known as water stress district. And in 256 districts, we have that kind of situation. So we have to understand that this kind of situation is there, and because population is increasing, demand is increasing, it means we have no choice except to make more and more water available to our citizens for different activities. And water can't be produced; it is basically recycled. Whatever we get by rainfall, we have to capture this, store it, and use it. Somebody can say that yes, whole sea is there, you can put desalination technology and desalinate the water and provide. Well taken up. I mean, for an argument, we can take up this thing. But as we all know that it is at the moment is next to impossible that for a country like ours, by using desalination technology, you can fulfill the demand. If this country wants to give, as you must have noticed that in last 10, 12 years, absolute poverty has come down in the country. The study shows that today less than 10% people are below absolute poverty. And idea is that in next 6, 7 years, by 2030, not a single person should be below absolute poverty, is less than $1.75 per person. So if from 22% people who were below absolute poverty, we have brought down that figure to below 10%. It means if these 10% people have to be taken to next level, above poverty line, I think the road goes through water security. If we are able to provide water security, if people are able to take one crop, two crop, three crop, if people are able to save their time, whether it's for drinking purpose or for domestic work, if they are able to save time, they can put their time, energy in economic activity. And if India has to achieve what we call by 2000, let's say 25, by 5 trillion economy, or by 2030, 10 trillion US dollar economy, I think we have to ensure equitable water distribution or water availability. In any state or any country, one region is having plenty of water or flood-like situation, and another part is basically reeling under drought. I think that is not the management. And that's why I think Government of India is proposing and work is going on interbasin transfer, that wherever plenty of water is available and flood situation occurs, I think that water, what has been done in case of Telangana, that oil tanks are being filled and that water is being made available. So I personally feel that time is coming that we have to focus on water management. Water management holds the key for our improved quality of life, and that's why you must have noticed that Government of India recently, and as we understand, if we have to collect rainwater, it means the first and foremost step is that we have to stop open defecation. Because if you are going to collect water and people are defecating in open, imagine the kind of polluted water you are going to collect it and treat it and this thing. And that's why in 2014, Swachh Bharat mission was launched to make country open defecation. There is a pattern, Similarly, revival of rivers. Today, water is at the center stage of development. So, the Mani Gange project was started, and now 6 more rivers have been taken up for revival and rejuvenation. And then in 2019, a new ministry came up, Ministry of Jal Shakti, which basically deals with all aspects of water management, whether it's a demand or supply or technology or systems or utility development. I think that kind of thing is going on. And you must have heard that in 2019, for the first time, Jal Shakti Abhiyan was launched. The idea was that make water everyone's business, involve each and every individual in water management. And thereafter, this 3,60,000 crore rupees Jal Jeevan Mission has been started, basically to provide clean tap water to every rural household, that our mothers, our sisters, our families, they need not to run. They should not waste time for collecting water. I'm very happy to note that in Telangana under Mission Bhagirathi, this has been achieved actually. There are many states who are more than 80, 90%, families are having tap water in rural areas. So Jal Jeevan Mission is 3,60,000 crore rupees project. Simultaneously to make water everyone's business, and more importantly that rural area panchayats and women group, they get involved. Under 15 Finance Commission for 6 years, some 1,72,000 crore rupees have been provided to panchayats. Every state is getting annually tight grant for panchayats to manage water and sanitation. Under Jal Jeevan Mission, under Jal Jeevan Mission, source development and source security is equally important, that so that whatever water supply system you develop, they remain functional throughout their project life or span, 30, 40 years. No. And I've been given to understand that in Telangana now I think people are, there is no need for running tankers, supplying water through tanker. I think everybody is getting clean tap water. But more importantly is that next system, next level of management which have to be done. That is the issue, that one time infrastructure development is perfectly fine, but long term operation and maintenance. How to ensure that people continue to get clean tap water. Friends, kindly think over it. But here in this August building, in Telangana, everybody is getting clean tap water, but still in urban area, we don't have confidence in this kind of seminar and places. We use bottled water because of convenience, more because of convenience, but at times because we don't have trust in tap water. So at a countrywide, this project is going on. Two things. One is that in every village, in every outlet, sensor-based IoT devices should be installed, so that the quality of tap water, timing, quantity is captured, and people have confidence. People have confidence that this kind of water is supplied. Today, the quality of tap water, you and me, we don't know. If we have to be sure, and I should be in position to offer that water to my child, I must know the quality of that water, that it is potable. So the next stage of utility development or ensure clean tap water is that in every supply system, there has to be sensor-based devices propelled by IoT available on my phone, that I should know that in my tap what kind of quality of water is coming. And imagine at your home, you are able to test your glucose, blood glucose. But can anybody today test water at home. Even if you want to test the water, you can't test it. See the lack of application. Our youngsters, our technology companies, they are able to produce various domestic testing devices, including for COVID, for this coronavirus. But imagine in the country, we have not given importance to quality of water, that we are able to produce at domestic level a domestic portable water testing device that you pour water, test it by SIM or by Bluetooth, you should be able to upload the data. You can tell the supplier, my dear, your water is not clean. Your water is not clean. It's not potable. I think we have to empower our citizens. This kind of devices are made available in every family, to everyone. So one should be having this confidence that this water which is coming, basically, it is similarly. I think country-wise it has been done. It has been done in Telangana also. We started last year in that we have got roughly in the whole country more than 2,000 water quality testing laboratories. No one knows where laboratory is. What we have to do in this country, in this state, everywhere. Suppose if you have suspect that you might have got this coronavirus, you can locate the laboratory, you can call the person, you can give the sample, you get it tested, and you get the report on your phone. Can you give your water sample to any lab? Can you get its report on your phone? So what we have started in Government of India, that all these laboratories have been open to public at nominal cost. And on the similar line, the way COVID management is done, the testing is done, the whole testing protocol was developed. On same line, that these water quality testing laboratories, they are online, people can take their sample at nominal cost, they get tested, and the report is available on their phone. I think that is the way forward when we should, like we talk about that you go to Europe, you go to Singapore, go to North America, you are able to drink water from tap. Why it is not happening here? I think we are not able to give the details of quality of water, and people don't have the confidence that whatever water is being provided, it is not going to lead to water, let's say, waterborne diseases, whether it's a jaundice, whatever. So I personally feel that the stage has come that our water supply department, public health department, water utilities, they have to go to next level. And in this exercise, youth, academicians, scientists, they have got a huge role to play. That those kind of technology and devices have to be developed so that people are able to use, Uh, take another aspect, when you export 1 kg of rice, have you ever given a thought that essentially what you are exporting? If you kindly think, and here highly enlightened people are sitting here, kindly pause a moment and think over it. Any fruit, water, highly fruit or vegetable or grain, highly water, intensive crop when you grow, and when you export it, essentially you are exporting water. The point I am trying to make is that when we are going to achieve water security, water use efficiency is the key. Whatever water is made available, if indiscriminate use of water is there, you can't achieve water security. I've been told, I was going through some research paper that 1 kg rice, basically in producing 1 kg rice, we consume 1800 liters of water. Any arid region or semi-arid region, and it afford it. Can we afford it? Yes, it needs education, it needs extension, it needs awareness generation. And this kind of economics, this kind of economic model has to be developed. Professors and faculty sitting here and students sitting here in economics and those departments, I appeal to you that we should be developing those kind of models, that when we are producing this kind of things, what kind of natural resources they go into. Another example I'll give you. Average, I don't know. Most probably at your home, you must be getting average more than 100 liter, 150 to 200 liter per person per day water. Am I correct? In Hyderabad, Secunderabad, this region, you must be getting almost daily 1000 liter water for a family. Kindly go and think over it. How much water we need and consume. My understanding is that you per person you need 2, 3, 4, 5 liter to drink, 5 to 10 liter to cooking, something for bathing, something for washing and the regulation. I mean, let's say 45, 50, 60 liter water you need. For a moment, kindly think over it. Where you use maximum water domestically. Somebody say that in washing off, clothes. Somebody would say that washing off, utensils. The reality is no. Maximum water you need, and I'm talking about technology. Maximum water you need to dispose of your 300 to 400 gram human excreta fecal matter. That 300 to 400 gram fecal matter or human excreta is disposed of by 100 liter of water. You basically, through gravity, it is taken to 10, 20, 30, 50 kilometers and they are treated, untreated and released. The sewer system was developed more than 100 years. Somebody can say that it was during Indus Valley civilization. It was, all those things perfectly fine. But during modern times, it was developed in 1900, 1900. So today, you just for a moment, and our students especially, they have to be thinking kind of people. They have to identify problem and they have to think about it. So today, the system we have that human excreta per person 2, 300, 400 gram human excreta, you pour water, keep on flushing, so that in sewer line, through this gravity, this water is taken to 20, 30 kilometers. Isn't? And we have also seen in aeroplane, most of the people who are sitting here, they have traveled. There your human excreta is disposed of by using 100 ml, 50 ml or 150 ml of water. Now trains are coming that way. Why is it so that technologies are not being developed and used? 100-year-old technology. Just visualize a multi-story building. Multi-story building. Have been put in a hotel nearby. So I was just thinking this 15, 16-story building, it has a very fixed design. Everywhere washroom, toilet and everything is there. Why in modern buildings, modern apartments, why this fecal matter is not collected by section? Collected? What it requires? Two things: removal of odor and disinfection. After that, this thing is put into combustion, gas is produced, converted into electricity, whatever is left, residue is left. It is just like a cake actually. Just you can handle it by hand and dispose it. If you develop this technology and start using in basically gated community multi-story apartment, what is going to happen? Just think about it. If a family is given, let's say 50 liter or 60 liter of per person water. So in this system, in this toilet, you will go only hardly in a day per person 1 or 2 or 3 liter of. So it means rest of the water which is being used, basically bathing or in kitchen and everywhere, that can be collected separately. That water can be collected separately. You collect that water, it has soap, it has certain impurities, disinfect it, and put it to secondary tertiary use to garden, to washing, bathing, not bathing, but other activities. So imagine recycling. Then your demand goes down. From 200 liter per person, you brought down to 60 liter per person. Out of 60 liter per person, you are able to recover almost 40 liter per person, and you are able to put it to use. only 15 to 20 liters which goes into cooking or your consumption and this thing that is lost. I think that is the sustainable living, sustainable management. That is the system. And standing at the podium here in one of the great universities of this country, which has produced leaders, my appeal is kindly think about such problems, such issues, and produce leader. Kindly produce those kind of leaders who are sensitive to, who have understanding, and start working on sustainable development, environmental conservation, giving that leadership to the country, not consumption and consumption and consumption alone. Just imagine, 20, 20, 30, 40 kilometer of pipeline, sewer line. Why you are having this thing? To me, at least my understanding says that this technology belongs to Stone Age. The sewer line is not a modern technology. Right? How can you say that? Alternative is available, but it's a neglected field. It's a neglected field. We are not working on it, developing on that kind of technology. And it's not, I mean, I'm sure that I think people sitting here and all of you will agree that yes, it's doable. It's not a great deal that it can't be done. Many of you know, and I'm sure that Telangana must be working. In fact, in Gujarat, we did that. Flood irrigation, and just think about it, go for micro irrigation. Whether it's a drippler or sprinkler and this thing. Your water consumption reduced by 70%. Whatever investment you make, not more than 2 years. Within 2 years, it can be recovered. Imagine if we don't use technology in our day-to-day life. I think we just keep on talking and talking and talking alone. Why we should, in today's era, why we should be going for flood irrigation? We continue to, no, whatever water you are having, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So I think in Gujarat, we started in a big way, micro irrigation. And our irrigated area doubled in 10 years, but 20% whole irrigated area is under micro irrigation. So these kind of water use efficiency we have to achieve. I mean, next could be, but this is not the forum. Adopting those kind of economic policies, marketing and other things. How much resource is consumed? How much water is consumed when basically you decide the price of any product? Imagine in many states, and I don't have any personal this thing. We put so much energy, time, resources in recharging aquifer. But when we don't charge anything on drawl of water. No power charges are indiscriminate drawl of water. So I think all our efforts goes into way. It means there is a need for some kind of regulation, some kind of understanding. It's a very sensitive subject. You take time, but policies have to be developed in that kind of. And the faculty, the resource person, you have to come up with those options and studies and knowledge that if we do, all these tanks have been built, if we keep on recharging, restoring, but simultaneously indiscriminate withdrawal of water using, motorized pump without any, this thing. What kind of economics we are going to have in our, So, friends, when I come to next level or next policy, I think we have to understand that a water has to come in everyone's day to day. I mean, we can't live without water. But when it comes to discussion, it comes about thinking. Water doesn't make a kind of, that it should be very important subject and we should be discussing and thinking. And so it means water has to become everyone business, not only government department and government. This is number one. No. Number two, we have to understand that rainwater harvesting, artificial recharge means storage and storage and storage. There is no alternative to it. There is only one option, that store, store, and store. And for storing that water, it means whole state has to be open defecation free. If any one person is defecating in the open, it means whatever water you are harvesting is impure. Or third thing, I think use of pesticides, some kind of policy intervention so that pesticides are reduced, so that you need not to treat water unnecessarily, don't spend money, and your aquifer is not basically get damaged or polluted. We have to understand that there, and beautiful example has been set by Telangana and many states. You have to revive your old water storage system, those traditional wisdom, those traditional knowledge. Imagine Visheshwaraya, who was awarded Bharat Lal. I mean, for flood control, such a two beautiful reservoirs here. I was going through because of this thing, the whole Kakatiya, empire, that time, the kind of water system, tanks, and, system in South India, the kind of, I was going through and data. I think we have that kind of traditional knowledge. People were involved. People were involved. I think we have to just capture that energy that people get involved in, again, in rainwater harvesting, conservation, recharge, keeping it clean. Next step is that, end of the day, water use efficiency. Just imagine 85% of the water is used in agriculture. And if you reduce consumption in agriculture by 5%, 10%, 20%, huge quantity of water is available for other, whether it's industry or domestic, or, and I think we have to do that. Water use efficiency holds the key for achieving water security and recycling, whether at domestic level, recovery of water, supply. See, it's a very, I've been involved in this sector since 1997, and I have seen that the Telangana government department who's handling water supply, or Gujarat, or national level, we all talk about how much water we are supplying. So many liter per person, per family, so much supply, supply, supply. We talk about supply, but none of us talk about recovery of water. How much water we are recovering? Nobody talks about it. I'm not finding a studies, and I appeal to this university and esteemed faculty member that those kind of studies should be taken up. That under Mission Bhagirath, so much water is supplied. How much water is being recovered? 5%, 10%, 20%. I think then it will get no value. Then recycling as a process will take in Hyderabad or Secunderabad municipal body. Supply side, perfectly fine. But administrator like me should also be given an account that so much water we are recovering, treating it as reusing. I think it has to come in daily, I mean, in daily business, that and heavy use of technology. I'm of the view that hardly any technological intervention has taken place in water supply sector or water. Yes, sprinkler has come, dripper has come. You can say water saving certain devices have come, whether tap or cassette or other. But take human excreta, disposal of human excreta, or basically recovery of water, treating and reuse. So I think there is a hard measurement and monitoring. If we are not measuring what we are supplying, how we are going to manage it? Without measurement, there can't be any management. So it means we have to heavily use technology, and there can't be a better state or place. Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Hyderabad are considered as a mecca of technology, information technology. And my request to Honorable Deputy Chairman is that he should use his influence. I appeal to him that such systems are installed everywhere where basically quantity of water supplied and recovery is measured, and that too by sensor-based IoT devices and automated. So everybody knows that so much water is coming, so much water is being consumed, so much is being used. And of course, the state can have its own policy about no, that. Lastly, I think in water sector, because water is the biggest issue for women. And if we give leadership role to women in water management, especially in rural area, like in whole country, in every village water and sanitation committees are being formed with 50% women, compulsorily 50% women. It can be more. And this water and sanitation committee is a subcommittee of Gram Panchayat, which basically operate, maintain, manage water supply system, grey water, local water resource. Just imagine a situation that if there is, of course, in Telangana it might not be relevant, but in some state, in some village, there is a groundwater based drinking water supply system. And next to this source, this active, one farmer comes and he or she puts his or her tube well, groundwater for irrigation purpose. Imagine because of this competing demand, all women of the village, all families are going to suffer because supply to their drinking water is basically impacted. Lifespan of this scheme, which is for 30, 40 years, is impacted. So I think women, this is the biggest issue for women. And as a nation, I think we should give this leadership role, give this control and command in terms of basically management of water to achieve water security at village level in the hands of women. And this one policy intervention that in every village there will be village water and sanitation committee will have 50% or even 100% women as members, and they will be operating, maintaining, managing, including quality testing. Just imagine if women are just trained, sensitized about testing water, treating water, and then how to keep water safe, consumption. Imagine the kind of waterborne diseases you can stop. Imagine the quality of life of that family, how it can improve. So this investment, if we are able to make on women and girls, especially in rural area, on basically water supplies, sanitation and hygiene, what we call WASH, water, sanitation and hygiene, I think we can bring tremendous change, tremendous productivity, And friends, lastly, when we say that water should become everybody's business, I think there are academic institutions, there are technological institutions, there are trust, foundation, NGOs, self-help. I think it is our duty, your and my duty, state government, department, everybody's duty, bring everybody on the same platform, sharing of knowledge, sharing of experiences, and working together to change people's lives. I mean, the motto which is the Jeevan mission we have started, the motto is building partnership, changing lives. I will stop here because this subject is very dear to me. I keep on talking and talking and talking. But I hope that this discussion and this few instances which I mentioned to you will be useful to you, and you my purpose of coming here and spending time with you will be achieved if you start just few initiatives, few studies, few research projects in water and sanitation and hygiene. And if we are able to do few things, we are able to contribute our might, I'm sure we can achieve water. And if we achieve our water security, it means we can fast forward our socio-economic development and basically prosperity, which our people deserve actually. People don't deserve to live in poverty, in habitual poverty. So those 10% population is still below poverty line. I think they can have better quality of life at it. I think that is our biggest contribution, our generation and people like you and me. Friends, I have to give for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for your patience, hearing. I'm thankful to thank you very much.